We are live. Let me open up the link from my side. Awesome. Let me check my audio once. So my audio is just streaming once. It should not be echoing. It should be clear. No desktop audio. Awesome. Hey everyone. I see we have some viewers, and one second now. I'm just checking if the stream quality is okay. So yeah, cool. Good enough. I am viewing the chat, so if you guys, throughout the stream, whatever questions you guys have, you guys can post that. And it's 7 o'clock, so I think I can begin, okay? So, hello. Hi, everyone. This is going to be the second part of our Subway Surfer video, okay? So, what I have done is, in the description of this video, you will find the link to the part 1 episode, where I showed you guys how to design some elements of the Subway Surfer game on HatchXR and how to code certain elements, all right? So I have added the links of where we ended in the part 1. So that is where we are going to start part 2, today's episode. So that link, the link of this project, this is on the project on which we are going to start coding today. So this is the project. This was the link with which we ended, okay, in part 1. So if you go through its code, I will walk by its code today as well, so that the new viewers are able to follow the project. But yeah, so we ended part 1 with some elements of the game. So let me run the script and show you guys what did we do. So in part 1, we added the animation of this ground coming towards us indefinitely. All right. And then we also added the logic of adding obstacles. So we created 3 types of obstacles. We created an obstacle that has a ramp that you can see here. And we created an obstacle that is just a simple long box, like the one in the center that you see here. And then we also had another type of obstacle like that barricade you see on the left side. So we created 3 different types of obstacles, and then we were cloning those obstacles randomly on 3 different lanes of my character. All right. So this was where we ended up part 1. In part 2, in today's video, we are going to start coding from this section. So the link of this project is there on the YouTube template video. So on the YouTube description, the very first link would be template project link that contains the link of this project, okay? And there is another link on the YouTube video, on this video, that contains the completed project link. So this is the final project that we will have. So let me show you how this project is going to look like, how your final end game is going to look like. So you're going to have a character with some cool fog. So we don't have fog in our current game here, so we will add fog and sky as well. And we are going to have these coins. See, my character has some coins, and as my character collides with those coins, there is a score on the top that's increasing. And also see, my character has some cool animation. So see, when I jump, there's some animation going around. And if I press the up arrow key, my character rolls forward. So that rolling animation is something that is going to be helpful for the barricades. Okay, so under the barricades, my character can roll. So those animations are also something that we are going to add today. So somebody was... So someone messaged in the chat right now that where will we get the animations? I'll show you guys everything. I will show you guys everything. Okay, so don't worry about that. But this is going to be your final goal. So today's aim is going to be adding coins. So first I will do a recap of what we did in part 1. All right. Secondly, we are going to add coins. Third, we are going to add score. So you see at the top of my game, there is a score. Okay. And fourth, we are going to add character animations. So we are going to do these 4 things. So other than recap, we are going to add 3 parts in our game today. All right. And I'm hoping to complete all of this in the next 40 minutes because I don't want this video to end up very long like all of my previous videos. So everyone can time me and just message me if, as in keep me updated about how long the stream has gone on so that I know that I have to either increase my speed or lower down my speed of the video. Okay, somebody again asked me how can we add colors because this looks odd. Yeah, we'll learn all of those. We can learn. I'll show you guys. There is all the properties here. I'll show you guys how to do all of that. All right. So before we move on to this building the game, I also wanted to show everybody that we have launched some new features on our HatchKids platform and we have started uploading tutorials for all of you guys. So on YouTube, if you guys go to the HatchXR channel, if you guys search HatchXR, you will find the HatchXR channel. And what we are doing is we are now every day I'm uploading tutorial videos for all of you guys. Okay, so we have already uploaded around 7-8 tutorials, and the next week and the next week and the week onwards, every day you will be getting more and more tutorials. So you guys can watch these and learn how to use more about Hatch platform. So somebody was asking how to add colors, how to get animations. So all of those things are also covered in these tutorials as well. So if the live videos are not are proved to not be that helpful because I have to cover a lot of things in a short amount of time, you guys can watch the tutorial videos as well and learn how to use the Hatch workspace. Okay, so tutorial videos. And other than that, so I would like to learn from you guys, what do you all want to learn on HatchXR? What do you guys want to build on HatchXR? Or what features do you guys think are missing that we should add on HatchXR? Or if there are some issues that you guys are facing on the HatchXR platform. So what I have also done is in this video's description, there is a Discord channel. Okay, so that is HatchXR's Discord channel, and I welcome all of you guys to join that and share ideas, share the projects that you guys are building, or report any issues that you guys are facing. And we are monitoring all the issues that anybody posts there, and we are fixing them as soon as we can. Okay, so yeah, that's really good. Shivi is saying that she has also created apps. That's really good. So awesome. So yeah, so somebody who is suggesting we should make some games, or somebody who's suggesting that they're having issues, join the Discord channel, share there, and me and all of my teammates who are working on the Hatch platform, they are monitoring everything that users post there. So we are keeping track of issues and fixing those issues, and whatever ideas we get, either we help the students build those projects, or we build them ourselves and we share the links on the Discord channel as well. So you guys can do that as well. So yeah, the things I wanted to talk about on HatchKids. So we have launched a new version of HatchKids. Okay, so you can see that the HatchKids kids.hatchxr.com has a new website. Okay, you guys can go through the website and learn about what HatchKids does. But also what we have done is, yes, we have launched project pages. So if you go to gallery, or let me just go to some of my projects. So if I go to my projects here, so you see I have a profile, I have added profile, and we have added profile options for all of you guys. You guys can update the description and share your profile with your friends. We have added a search projects feature in the profile as well. This is something everybody wanted. They were not able to search among their projects. So something we added from your inputs. And for every project, what we have done now is we have added a view experience page. So every project has its own page where you guys can play your project on the website, and as well as share and comment and like and all of the other social media things that you can do, all of those things. But yeah, you guys can play the project inside this web page and see other student's project. So this is, I can just log out. So it will be like I'm viewing someone else's project. So this is some Nitish's project, and I can see that project here. I can see what other projects that person is building, and comments by others and likes by others. Okay, so just wanted to show you guys some, and also we have added a doodle feature on HatchKids. So yeah. So I'll start with the game now. Let me just show one last feature on HatchKids. So if you go to the HatchKids workspace, in the design tab, you will notice we have added a doodle button. So if you click on that, you can now design a 3D model using the doodle tab. You can add whatever you want. So let's make this color black, and let's give it some, so I can paint as well. So I'm painting this one black, this one is having eyes, and I can add a doodle to my scene. So you see now this object that I drew is a 3D object. I can extrude its amount, and now see how cool is this. I can remove the stroke if I don't want strokes, if I don't want fills. So I can do a lot of things, and so you guys can draw your own 3D models and use those in the Hatch workspace. So this is on the kids workspace, not on the adults workspace. Today we are going to be using the adults workspace. So the difference between adults and kids workspace is, in the adults workspace, we code using the blocks. Okay, but in the adults workspace, we code using JavaScript text. So today's game we are doing on the adults, but since we launched these new things on kids, I just wanted to show our younger audiences that there is an amazing option for all of you guys. If you guys have used MIT Scratch or MIT App Inventor before, you guys will find no problem using this platform. It has the same structure, same blocks, and you will be building 3D games that you can share with your friends and family and play on any device, on your headsets, mobiles, laptops, desktops, tablets, anywhere. All right, so just give it a try. And now let's start our session. So I'm going to close this thing, this tab, and I'm going to close the HatchXR channel as well. That's fine. So this is the link for the final project. I'm going to keep it here, but let's start by having a small recap of what did we do in the part 1 of our Subway Surfer video. Okay. So let me see if my stream is live, if the live stream is having some issues or not. Okay, so I think my stream should be working fine. Okay, cool. So now, yeah, if you guys have, somebody saying I have used Thunkable. So I'm just saying, if you guys have used any of the block coding platforms, HatchKids is very similar to that. Just give it a try, and you guys are going to love it. Okay, so that was for our younger audiences. Now let's come back to our Subway Surfer game. So I told you this is a part 2. So let's recap what did we do in part 1. So in the part 1 of our video, we first of all added a 3D character. So we added this 3D character. Okay. And we added this 3D character by going to our 3D models and Sketchfab, and here just search for Hatch, HATCH, animated object, and you will see that there is a character called lead character rigged Hatch. Just when you add that, I have renamed that character. So this is my character. Why am I using this character? Is because in this character there are animations of jump left, jump right, move left, move right, roll, run, and walk. And I'm going to use these animations to make my game more interactive. Okay, so that is why I'm using this character. And what did we do? We added this ground, right? We added 3 chunks of ground. So we added ground, ground 2, and ground 3. You guys can see, I think my head might be hiding this thing. So ground, ground 2, and ground 3. We added 3 chunks of ground. And why did we do that? Because in the code, what we have done is we are moving all of these 3 grounds. So let me go to a whiteboard and let me show you. So we have 3 grounds, and collectively we are moving these 3 grounds this way towards my character. Okay. And what we are doing is, the moment any of my ground pieces go behind my player, we move them at the end. So we are cycling through these three ground pieces like one after the other to make it look like my character is running on a very large, infinitely long ground. All right, it's an illusion that we are creating by just using these three chunks of ground. Okay, I'll go through the code as well. And also, what did we do? We created these three obstacles, these three types of obstacles. And then in our code, let's go to our code. Let's go to our code. And yes, so here what we are doing is we are cloning the obstacles that you saw, the three types of obstacles. So my character is running at the center of my ground. Okay, but my ground has three roads. So he can move to the left, he can remain at the center, and he can move to the right. Okay, so my character has these three paths in which he can run. And what's happening is on these three paths, we are randomly cloning one of those obstacles. Yeah? All right, cool. So you see, every time whenever an obstacle appears on the left, on the center, and on the right, we are deciding whether we need to add an obstacle or not. And if we are adding an obstacle, which type of obstacle, selecting from the three obstacles. So let me go through the code once. Okay. Yeah. So let me go through the code of this project. So the top part is just we are defining some variables. So we are adding all the three chunks of our ground into an array called grounds. See, it has ground, ground 2, and ground 3. And we are adding the three obstacles that you saw, obstacle, obstacle 2, and obstacle 3 in an obstacles array. So once we are adding these obstacles, what we are doing is we are counting the number. There is an obstacle count variable. Let's ignore that for now. So what we have is we have a setup function and a game loop function. So if you watch the previous video in the part 1 video, you will learn why I am using a setup and a game loop function is because I have a habit. So what we do is we have, in general, whenever you make a game, we add the feature to be able to, for the users to be able to restart their game, right? So what you do is when you click on restart or whenever you start a new game, setup function runs once, okay? And it loads everything in the game that needs to start initially. Like whenever you start your game, always start your score with 0, always start your player from the initial position, all of those things. So setup function takes care of that stuff. So you have to code everything inside those things inside the setup function. And then we start our game loop function. So this is calling my game loop function. What game loop function is doing is this is going to run the animation for everything that is moving in our game. So like in my game here, the ground is moving continuously. So you see I have inside my game loop function. So game loop function is running again and again indefinitely. It's running an infinite loop. So inside my game loop, I'm running my move ground function and move obstacles because obstacles are also going to come towards us, right? And then using, this is a logic to generate obstacles randomly, okay? So there is a generate obstacle function as well. So this is happening randomly, okay? And then this line of code is just running the game loop function again. So in the part 1 of the video, I've explained all of this more clearly. You guys can watch that. Let's first remember what did we do in our move ground function. In our move ground function, it's a simple 4-line of code where so remember we added all the grounds in a ground array here. So we are just looping through all of the elements in the grounds array and changing the Z position of the ground all elements. So we are saying that for let G of ground, so loop through all the elements of grounds array and change their Z position. So G dot set Z to G dot get Z plus the Z speed of the ground. So we have defined another variable Z speed that's controlling the speed of our grounds. Okay, and then we are saying that if any of the grounds Z position becomes greater than 52. So whenever a ground goes behind my player, okay, so we are saying that behind the player means if its Z position has become greater than 52. Okay. Then we are going to set the Z position back to a negative. I think I'm setting it to 104. Okay. So this is 104. Okay. So every time any of the ground pieces, so all three of these ground pieces are moving towards my player. And if at any time any one of the grounds move beyond the player, its Z position becomes greater than 52, then we move it back to Z position minus 104. All right. So once we do that, it will look like when I run this, it will look like that my player is running on infinite ground. All right. See, so the ground is moving. And if I go back, you will see that my ground, yeah, see, so you noticed in the background, I think it's not that clear, but yeah. Now watch. See, whenever the ground moved behind, it disappeared. Why did it disappear? Because it moved to the Z position of minus 104. So it moved very far in front of my player so that my player can again run on it to give it the impression of an infinitely long ground. So that is the move ground function. We are also having a move obstacle function. So what the same thing is, we are doing the same thing that we did for the grounds, we are doing for our move obstacles, for our obstacles. So whatever obstacles we are generating, we are looping through them. So we are saving all the obstacles in a barricades array. So initially we don't have any obstacles. So the barricades array is empty. Inside the game, so these are not going to be moving. These are going to be there just for reference to create obstacles in front of our player. So initially there are no obstacles in front of our player. So our barricades array is empty. What we are doing is, let me zoom up. So I think you guys might have some issue with viewing the text here. So yeah. So once we start creating obstacles, we are saving the obstacles in the barricades array. So just like we are moving the ground, we are in the move obstacle function. We are moving the obstacles. So for let B of barricades. So first of all, we are checking if the barricades array is empty or not. Okay, if it's not empty, only then we are looping through its elements. If it's empty, then there is no point of moving obstacles, right? So for let B of barricades, set the Z position of the barricade from its get Z position to plus Z speed. All right. And then again, what are we doing? So now we are recycling the ground, right? But we don't need to recycle the obstacles, because the moment an obstacle goes behind us, its use is done. So we can just completely delete it from our game. So what we are saying is, if any of the obstacles Z position becomes greater than 20, then first of all, we are finding its index value in the barricades array, and we are removing that obstacle from my barricades array. So splice is a function using which you can remove elements from an array. So we are removing this kth element from the barricades array, and then we are destroying that barricade object from the hatch workspace. Okay, so that is why this is making our game more efficient, to run it more smoothly. But because if you don't destroy your barricades, if you don't destroy your obstacles, then as you keep on playing for a longer amount of time, more and more obstacles will keep on accumulating in your game's memory and your system will slow down. All right. Okay. So this is good. Move obstacles. And how are we generating obstacles? So what I told you guys, we have 3 paths. So my player, there are 3 roads. So my player is at the center, but there is a left and the right road as well. So you see our obstacles there can be 3 obstacles at one Z position. So what we are doing is we are running a generate obstacle function here. So let me go to this generate obstacle function. And then we are deciding, first of all, figuring out on which lane. So left, center or right, on which lane are we creating an obstacle, and then deciding of the 3 types of obstacle, of the barricade or of the simple box or of the ramp, which one are we going to add on that lane. Okay, so what we are doing is, in the generate obstacle function, we are going through 3. So is obstacle. So there is an array called is obstacle. So this array is, we have created this array to decide whether there is going to be an obstacle on the left, center, or right. So see, the first element false is telling that there is going to be no obstacle on the left side. The second element is going to say that there is going to be no obstacle on the center. And the third element is going to tell you that no obstacle on the right. So what we are doing is we are randomly changing these 3 values to true. So if it's true, if any of these values are true, it means that on that side, on left or on center or on the right side, we are going to be having an obstacle. Okay, so what we are doing here, so we are running a for loop that is going through all the elements of is obstacle array. So 3 elements, I can be 0, I can be 1, I can be 2. And we are deciding randomly if there is going to be an obstacle or not. So we are doing that using a math.random function. So math.random generates a random number between 0 and 1. We can just, we are saying that if that number is less than half, so there is a 50% chance of an obstacle getting created. So we are saying that if its math.random is less than 0.5, then change this to true. So change this false to true. Okay, so when it's true, it means we will be creating an obstacle. Okay, so let's go back to our array here. Now we are deciding, we are using another number r to decide which obstacle are we going to add. So remember, we have 3 types of obstacles behind us. So if r is less than 0.33, then clone the barricade, this one, the under which we can roll. Okay, if r is less than 0.67, then clone this simple box, and otherwise clone the ramp. So this third one is the ramp. Okay, so that's what we are doing. And once we have the numbers, we are just telling our hatch workspace to clone that object, to clone that barricade, and place it and add that barricade object inside my barricades array. Okay, otherwise we are not doing anything. So this was all that we did. Yeah, someone is telling me that 24 minutes are done. Okay, so I think we should start picking up our pace. So from this point, so this is the code that you will be having in the template project as well. Okay, so this project is there. Now our first task, there is someone is doing some puja around. Okay, fine, let's ignore that. What I'm saying is we are going to add coins. Okay, we are going to add coins. So let's go to our design tab. Let's go to our design tab and we are going to add coins. So how are we going to add coins in our game? So first of all, just like we created these 3 sample obstacles, we are going to create one sample coin. So how do we create a sample coin? You go to basic objects here and add a cylinder. When you click on plus sign, you see a cylinder has been added. Let's place the cylinder, bring it closer to us. Okay, so this is our cylinder. Let's modify it to look like a coin. So first of all, I'm going to reduce its height. Let's make it 0.1. Okay, and then segment of height, make it 1, not an issue. Make its radius 0.4. Let's make it a bit smaller coin. Okay, and now what we are going to do is we are going to change its segments. So first of all, its material, I don't want it to be smooth, and we are going to change segments and radius. So we are going to say 10. So see, it's going to look like a low poly coin. See that? That looks good. Okay, now the coin is facing up. Let's rotate it. So I'm going to rotate it in the X axis by 90 degrees. And I have my coin here. Okay, now we can just duplicate these coins in front of our player whenever we are creating an obstacle. Or I can add some animation in this coin so that whenever we create a duplicate of this coin, that animation is also duplicated in all the other coins. So let's add a rotation animation for these coins. You go to animations, add animation, and change the property from on cursor enter to on scene load. Rotation is going to be animating, and the from of X and Z are not going to change. So X and Z are going to remain as 90 and 0. All right. And Y is going to change from 0 to 360. Why? Because see, if I change its rotation from 0 to 360, see, the coin appears to be rotating, right? So this is what we are going to be animating. So animation, change the Y rotation from 0 to 360, and then this will just happen once. So if you select infinity, it will happen as long as you're playing the game. How long do you want the animation to happen? In how much time do you want it to rotate once? So let's say 4 seconds, okay? And direction, select forward for now. Okay, so now if I just go to properties of my cylinder and make it invisible. So I don't want the original coin to be visible. We are going to clone multiple coins and then we are going to make those visible. All right, so okay, sorry, 1 second. I think it's purple in color. Let's make it golden in color. So just select a gold color. All right, that should be fine. So we have a coin. Now we can use this coin to clone multiple coins. Now, how are we going to clone coins? That's the most important part. So let's come back to our whiteboard and let's do something here. So let's understand how are we going to place coins, because what's going to happen is we have 3 types of obstacles. So we have an obstacle under which we can walk. Okay, if my player can walk under it, okay, he can roll under it. Okay, and then we have a ramp type of obstacle. Okay, and we have a simple box type of obstacle. So we have different types of obstacles. Now let me increase the, okay, cool. So we have 3 different types of obstacles. Now let me draw the side view of the ramp of this smaller obstacle as well. So we have these 3 obstacles. Okay, from the side, my player can be here. Okay, so now that I have my player here, what I want to do is whenever we are generating obstacle, let's say I can generate 4 coins with 1 obstacle. Okay, so every obstacle is going to be surrounded by 4 coins. And how are those coins going to be placed? So whenever we are creating an obstacle, let's create 4 coins. But how are we going to place them? So for this smaller barricade, we can just place 4 coins on the ground and my player will be able to collect those coins. We can also add the logic to add a coin on the top, but that can be an extra task for you guys. Okay, so for the hollow barricade, my player can just walk through it with 4 coins just above the ground, and that will be fine. For these 2 barricades, for these 2 obstacles, what should we do? So what we can do is we can add a coin in front, right? We can add a coin in front, and then we can add, let's say, 3 coins on the top. Let me draw them in red so that it's clear. Okay, so we can create an obstacle right in front of them, and then we can create an obstacle, 3 coins on top of those obstacles. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So now why am I showing you this is because we are going to be creating 4 coins using a for loop. Okay, let's do that. Let's go to our code. Let's go to the code window now. Yes, Mayank, you are messaging a lot. Can you do the drawing? Mayank, you can rewind the video. It's a rescrollable. It's a scrubbable. You can rescrub the video. Just scroll back. You will be able to rewatch the whole thing. Okay, not an issue. I'm so sorry. Okay, so yeah, let's create coins. So first of all, I'm going to go to the end of my code and create a function and call it generate coins. Okay, and this function will need some inputs because based on different type of obstacles, the y position of our different type of coins are going to be changing, right? So what inputs will this function need? First of all, my function will need on which lane are we creating the coins, right? So let's say u, then three input names. Okay, so why? Because then what is the index of our coin? Why? Because if the index of our coin is 0, so this is going to be 0. Okay, if the index of our coin is 0, then for these two obstacles, its position is going to be on the ground. But if the index of our coin is 1, 0, 1 or 2, for these two type of obstacles, my coins are going to be slightly higher above the ground. And for this one, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we will need on which lane we are creating the coin. Then we will need another input of what is the index of our coin and uh, which type of obstacle is it. So UVW, three inputs. Why? So I'll show you. So here, whenever we are generating generating an obstacle inside our generate obstacle function, whenever we are generating an obstacle, what we can do is after the obstacle has been generated, let's add 4 coins on the ground on that obstacle. So we can say for let j is, it's just a simple for loop that is going to run 4 times. So for j is equal to 0, j less than 4 and j plus plus, we are going to say generate coins. Okay, now we need to give it 3 inputs. So first of all, first input is going to be of this I. Okay, this I on which lane. So is it on the left side or on the right side or on the center? Why do we need this? Because depending on if I is 0, 1 or 2, the X position of the coin is changing, right? So my player is where he is, but if the coins need to be created on the left side, then the X position of my coin is going to be different from the X position of my coins on the right side. Okay, so we need an I. Yeah, so we need I and we need J that will define the type of my, that will define where my coin is, which coin am I placing, the first, second, third or fourth coin, because we're using 4 coins, and what type of obstacle are we at. So the obstacle 0 means we have this box, obstacle 1 means we have this hollow thing, and obstacle 2, CO2, means it's a ramp. Okay, so for 0 and 2, we are going to have the coins on the top. Y position will be top. Okay, so here I, J and CO, that is what we are going to pass. So these values I, J and CO are going to be saved in U, V and W of this function here. Okay, the generate coin function. So now that I have generate coin function, what do we need to do here? We can simply okay, is my video frozen, guys? Okay, my video is frozen. I'm so sorry about that. Let me just fix that. So I think I just need to give me 1 second, guys. So sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second, okay? Guys, can you, yeah, you guys can hear me. Just give me 1 minute. I am setting up my, okay. So my camera is, give me just 1 more minute. I'm so sorry about the delay. I am so sorry about this. Give me 1 second. I have the, yes. So I'm adding a video capture device. Okay. This will involve a camera link. Okay. My filters. Let's first of all chroma key out everything that we don't need. Close this. So this is my living room that you guys are seeing, but okay, my audio will be echoing. Okay, now it will not be echoing. Okay, I'm still too big here, so let's make me smaller. Oh, my phone is floating. This is cool. This is good enough, right? Okay, this should be good enough. Slightly up. Well, not this high. You don't need to see. I need to flip my camera. Okay. Sorry about this. Let's get back to our coding. Let's get back to our coding. I'm so sorry about this. Okay, so we are, yeah, this is working fine. Audio should not be echoing. And okay, so now generate coins. So we are giving it 3 inputs of on which lane we are adding the coin, and what type of obstacle it is, and what is the index. Okay, so now what we need to do is, first of all, we need to clone the coin object. Okay, so go to utilities and click on clone object function. And here we are going to delete all of this on the top. Just keep hatch on clone object. And what are we cloning? We are cloning our cylinder. Okay, so just type the name of that cylinder. And then where do we position those cylinders? So what we are going to do is set the X position. Now X position, remember, where are we setting the X position? We are setting the X position based on the U value. U defines which lane. Okay, I is defining which lane, and the value of I is passed on to U. Okay, so this is where you will use the value of U. So let's remember where is going. So see, the object, the coins X position, the obstacles X positions are placed by 4 times I minus 4. So we are just going to do the same thing here, but with U. Okay, so 4 times U minus 4. What this means is, when U is 0, then 4 times U minus 4 is 4 times 0 minus 4. So that is equal to minus 4. So when U is 0, the X position of my coins are going to be minus 4 on the left side. When U is equal to 1, then 4 times 1 minus 4, then 4 times 1 minus 4 is going to be what? Is going to be 0. So the coin will be placed center. All right. And if U is 2, then 4 times 2 is 8 minus 4, that is 4. So when X of the coin is 4, then the coins will be placed on the right side. All right. So we have that. Cool. So we have positioned the X, we have defined the X position. Now the Y position. So the Y position, we are going to say if v is equal to 0, so if the first coin is being placed, if the first coin is being placed, if v double equal to 0, then we just place it on the ground, just above the ground. So let's go back to our design tab and let's understand what exactly is the position of my coin here. So my cylinder is 1 units above the ground, okay? 1 unit above the ground. Let's select our cylinder, 1 unit, okay? So by default, if the coins on the ground will have a y position of 1, okay? So that's what we are doing here. If v is 0, then cloned object dot set y to 1. Doesn't matter what type of object it is, okay? Let me check this. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so v is 0, then set y to 1. Now else if, so if v is basically, we can be what? 0, 1, 2 and 3, okay? Your v is the value j, okay? J is basically this. So 0 means the first coin, v0 means the first coin, and v can be 1, 2 and 3. So if the coin is 0, then always place it on the ground. But if if it's not 0, then we'll check the value of w. W is so w is equal to 0 for the box obstacle, and w is equal to 2 for the ramp obstacle, and w is equal to 1 for this obstacle. So if w is equal to 1, then the y position is 1. All right. Other than that, for the remaining two cases of w, the y position will be, let's say, the height of these boxes plus 1. So height of this box plus 1. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So let's go here and say that else, and we are going to add another if condition inside it, saying if w is equal to what? If w is equal to 1. So double equal to 1, and then we say clone object dot set y to 1 and else. So now we define that cloned object dot set y to what? So we can say, let's go to our design tab. Somebody is Mayank. Don't spam, Mayank. I'm glad that you're here and you are trying to learn, but don't spam the chat like that. It's not good. Okay, so let's go to our obstacles. So the first obstacle, let's go to this box obstacle. Okay, so let's see what is its height. Its height is 3 meters. So if we want to place the coin 1 meter above it, so basically the y position of the 3 coins, of these 3 coins, is going to be 4. And same for these 3 coins, 4. Okay. So let's go back to our code window. And we can say that set y to 4. All right. Now we have to place them in the Z position as well. So you see, when you create, so let's go back to, let's draw it again. Okay. So when I'm creating an obstacle, one obstacle is going to create 4 coins. So these 4 coins are going to be created simultaneously. So there's, if the box has this as its Z position, let's say Z is equal to some value, okay, somewhere it has, when the obstacles are being created, then their Z position is set to be -40, okay. So this Z value of my obstacle is -40, okay. So what we are going to do is, the center obstacle can be at -40, right? But this obstacle's Z position will be different. Its Z position, let's say, will be I don't know, 10 meters in front of it, or 5 meters minus 35. And this one's Z position can be minus 30, right? This one. And this one's Z position will be minus 45, something like that. I'm just writing out random numbers, but I'm just writing out random numbers. Mayank, then rather than saying sir, just message right in the chat, what are you not able to do? Elaborate your issue and I will figure it out. Okay. So the Z positions of our coin. So let's place the Z position. So when V is 0, the very first coin that we are placing, so the very first coin's Z position, so we can say that it's when V is 0, basically the very first coin, right? So the very first coin, this coin, and this coin, they will have the same Z position. We can just define it to be, let's say, cloned object dot set Z to what? To what did we figure out here? We said minus 30, right? So let's do minus 30. Minus 30. And now if W is equal to 1, then we are doing it this way. And so if W is equal to 1, basically, so, but for all of these, for these, V is going to be what? V is going to be 1, 2, and 3. So if V is 1, okay, so V is, let's another obstacle, yeah, sorry. So if V is 1, V is 2, V is 3. Okay, so when V is 2, it's minus 40. When V is 1, it's minus 35. When V is 3, it's minus 45. All we can do is we can figure out a formula for this. Okay, so minus 35 minus 5 multiplied by V. So no, minus 30. Minus 30 minus 5 multiplied by V. So when V is 1, that will give you minus 35. When V is 2, that will give you minus 40. And when V is 3, that will give you minus 45. So this can be the Z position. Okay. So I can just say here that cloned object dot set. Actually, yeah, we can just delete this here. We can even delete this line here. And just where we are setting the X position, just say cloned object dot set Z to minus 30 minus 5 times V. So V is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, and depending on the value of V, the Z position will be minus 30, minus 35, minus 40, and minus 45. Okay, and let's do one more thing. So we are going to create a variable called coins. Okay, we're going to create an empty variable called coins. See this? Now, all we need to do is every time we create these coins, we just need to add these cloned objects inside our coins array. So I just need to say coins dot push, and push to what? Push what to the coins array? Push the cloned object. All right. So now what we can do is we can move our coins. So we can say we can generate a function called move coins. Okay. And here we'll say if there are no coins. So if coins dot length, if there are coins in our game, length. So if there are coins in our game, then we'll go through all the coins that are present in our game. So we are going to use a for loop. So the way I'm moving all the grounds and the way I'm moving all the obstacles, I'm just going to do the same thing here. Let C of coins, I can say C dot set Z to C dot get Z plus Z speed. All right. And then we destroy the coins that are going behind us. So we are destroying the obstacles. When are we destroying the obstacles? When the Z position is becoming more than 20. So we can do the same thing here. So if C dot get Z is greater than 20, oops, sorry, just follow my mouse, is greater than 20, then what can we do? We can say that M is equal to coins dot index of, so figure out what is the index of the C array, C element, okay, and then we say coins dot splice, remove the mth element, just remove one element, okay, and then say hatch dot destroy object and say which object to destroy, C. All right, and now we are going to move our coins, add this move. So generate coins is already being called whenever we are generating an obstacle, right? So generate coins is getting called here, but move coins need to be called here inside our loop function. So move coins. So we are moving the ground, we're moving the obstacles, and moving the coin. Okay. Okay. So let's run our script and see what's happening. We are getting an error that says C is not defined. So let me this if statement needs to be inside our for loop. My mistake, because the value of C is valid only inside the for loop. Okay, so this entire if statement where we are using the C variable cannot be outside the for loop. Okay, so just run the script now, and hopefully, the coins are not visible. The coins are not visible. So let's make the coins visible. So whenever we are creating the coins, we have to say cloned object dot set visible to true, because the original coin is not visible. So all the coins we are creating from that are also not going to be visible. So we have to make them visible. Okay, so some issue is happening and my game, my game is first of all running very slow, and then the coins are not appearing the way they should. So setting the U position, setting the X, Z, and depending on the V value, we are setting the Y position, but their Z position is always negative. And get Z needs to have a bracket here, my mistake. And yeah, so see, easy. So now anywhere I have obstacles, I have coins, and my game is running smoothly, and you see the coins are rotating, having an issue. So inside the barricades, the coins are below. That's good. On the ramps, so in front of the ramp, I have a coin, and on top there are coins. Good. But sometimes I'm seeing that the coins are on top of the barricade as well. I'm not sure why that's happening. That's a lucky coincidence, but we'll figure that out as well. Okay. So now let's add score, and let's make the coins disappear when we add when the player collides with the coin. Okay. So coins thing is done. Let's so whenever we are cloning the cylinder, okay, whenever we are pushing it to the coins array, we are also going to attach and detect collision with event. So coins are objects that can have their own, they are JavaScript objects. So they can have events attached to them. So I can say that cloned object dot detect collisions with, okay, and say that it detects collision with our character. So character, and define what happens in a function inside that detect collision. So I'm saying I have what you can do is, I think I've written it, I've written something wrong here. You can just go to your character, bring out the detect collision with function, and just change this character to cloned object. And what we can do is, which object do we want the coins to collide with? Our character. So give that name here, and then function, what happens when the coins are going to collide. That is what we are going to write here. Okay, so let's just prettify this thing. Yeah, so what happens when the coins collide? We are going to remove the coin from our coins array, and we're going to do this. Okay, so we are just copy this, Control C and Control V. But here we can't say the C because we are talking about the cloned object directly. So coins index of the cloned object and destroy the cloned object. Okay, and remove that coin from the coins array. All right, so this is now going to remove the coin anytime my character hits the coin. Okay, now one last thing we can do is add score. It's already 8 o'clock, so character animations, I have done another video on character animations. It was in January. If you guys go through the Camp K12 TV episodes, I think in the first week of January, 7th of January, yeah, 7th of January, I did an episode on how to animate your own characters. Okay, so you guys will be able to find that, and you guys can watch that. In this video, let's just add score and the fog and everything. Okay, so to add score, what I can do is, first of all, go to your design section. Yeah, so here we are going to add a 3D text on our camera. Okay, so here let's go to the text option and add a 3D text. Select a font. The object is added. We are going to add it as a child of our camera. Okay, so whenever my camera moves, the character moves along with it. Okay, and let's place it at 0, 0, 0. It's at my camera's position. Oh, we also have to modify the player's position, so let's do that as well. So I'm moving this, reducing its size, make it 0.4 or something. I think it can still be smaller, 0.2, 0.01. Yep, I'm just modifying the text properties. So I'm just going to call this one. So what will it say? It will say its text should be initial score is 0. Okay, and we can move this slightly in front of our camera and above our player. Okay, and towards the center a bit, and let's make it white. All right, so let's go to our code, and we have score. Now we can create another variable. I'm just calling it sc is equal to 0, and every time my player collides with a coin, so we added this detect collision with event, right? We added this whenever we are generating coins. We added this here, line number 123, whenever the coin is colliding with a player. So we are removing the coin and everything, but we can also say sc++, basically increase the value of SC by 1. So SC was 0, the very first coin I collide with, my SC value will become 1, and then 2 and 3. It will keep on increasing by 1 every time my player collides with the coin. And then I can simply set this text 3D. So text 3D dot set text. Okay, so it has a function called set text, and I can say add a string that will be score colon space, and then add the SC number at this right of it. So this will keep on showing the correct score here. Let's run this and see if it's correct or not. Cool. So I have the score, and okay, yes, now we have some coins. See, my score has increased. Let's jump over these ramps. Yeah, so my score is increasing. My coins are getting deleted and my score is increasing. Awesome. This looks good. This is good enough. Now let's do one thing. We might have to do the animations thing, because right now if I press left and right arrow keys, my character is not moving. Okay, I need to be able to go to the left lane and the right lane. Okay, so let's do the animation thing now. It will take me 10 minutes. It will take me 10 minutes for the animation thing. Not an issue. Just bear with me for 10 minutes and we can end the video then. I'm so sorry. My plan was 40 minutes. I took the first half an hour of it, recapping the whole thing. My bad. Let's go to our design tab. First of all, let's modify the looks of our game. So I'm just going to add a sky. And I want the sky to be of a solid color. I'm going to give it a dull gray color. So 333343. Oops. Yep. And I'm going to add a fog, FX, fog, and give the fog the same color. Exponential fog of density 0.02, or let's say 0.04. Save and exit. So now see, now the game looks much better. I can select my text 3D and tell it to not cast or receive any shadows. Okay, so now my player, see, go to your player. Let's enable multiple jumps so that my player can jump higher. And what we are going to do is, our player has a sideways speed that is set to 0. This is why when I move left or right, my character is not moving left or right, okay? Because the sideways speed is 0, okay? Okay. All right. So now, someone with the tag name chocolate is messaging something. You can message me on the Discord thing. You're talking about Discord, right? So you can direct message me. There is a person by the name Nitish there. Okay, just message whatever you're messaging here directly there, and I'll reach out to you. Now, player speed. So my camera shut down. My mistake. My camera shut down because its battery is down. All right. Just 10 minutes of the video is left. So I think I'm going to let the camera not be there. Okay. And let's just do with the screencast. Just 10 minutes more. All right. So I was talking about player sideways, the speed. This is 0. That is why my player is not moving left or right. So if I go to the code window now, all I want to do is I want to, so I'm going to say, I'm going to add, I want the player to move left or right when I press the left or right arrow keys. Okay, so let's do a very simple thing now. Go to event, scenes and events and click on key down. So here now you can say if event, so let me just increase, make it visible for all of you. Event dot key double equal to arrow left. Okay, so if the left arrow key is pressed, player dot set speed to, let's say, 5 meters per second. Okay, if left or right arrow key, or event dot key double equal to arrow right. All right, and then what we are going to do is, the moment we release the left or right arrow key, we are going to set the speed back to 0. Okay, so just say, rather than saying down, say up, on key up, and then, so run the script, and now you will see that when I press the left arrow key, see, I'm able to move my characters, my player, left and right. Okay. All right. So left and right, but right now it's not animating, right? So what we can also do here is, so let me reset this. So I think I will need to separate the left and right events, because what we are doing is we will need different animations for left and right events. Okay, so when the left arrow key is pressed, we can just say character dot set animation clip to what? To move left. Move left. It has an animation clip called move left. Let's go to the design tab and select your character. You will see that it has an animation called move underscore left. So just use the same name, and move right. So we are going to use those animations. So I am back to my code window here. And if I scroll down, so whenever I'm pressing the left arrow key, move underscore left. Okay, that's what I need to play. And else if, so if you press the right arrow key, so event dot key double equal to arrow right, then also player dot set speed. So we are going to set the speed of our player, set speed to 5, because we want the player to move left and right, but it's animation. So character dot set animation clip to, this time, move right, because right side will have a different animation. So right. Okay, let's see if this works or not. But one more thing, so whenever you release the left or right arrow key, I want the character to go back to its running animation. So character dot set animation clip to run whenever you on key up of left and right arrow key. So run. Okay, now let's go to our run script, and this will be good enough for us. We can add the jump animation as well. So see, but you see the animations are transitioning very roughly immediately. So that is happening because if I go to the design tab, so let me go to my design tab, and you will notice that when you select a character, there is a property called crossfade. This defines the amount of time it will take from switching from one animation to another. So right now it's set to 0.01 second. That's a very small interval. That's why the animation changes were abrupt. So let's make it 0.2, 0.3. And let's go to code and let's run. And this should be good enough now. So if I run the script, Yeah. So if I press the left C, how easy was the animation? Okay. How smooth was the animation? Okay. So we have moving left, moving right animations. Now we also should add jump animation, right? So let's see what is the name of the jump animations. So what I want to do is go to the design tab again. Design tab, character, and let's figure out the jump animation. So jump up, and then roll is for up arrow key. So to roll inside a barricade. Okay. So we are going to, let's use those. Let's just do those. We are almost done now. So on key down. Yes. So else if, so when will it jump? When we press the space key, right? So event dot key double equal to space. When space key is pressed, character dot set animation clip to jump up. Okay. Now, what we should also do is whenever, okay, so there is a small issue here, but that's fine. We can fix that in the on key up code. Okay. So see, issue is the moment I release my space key, now my character is in that jump up animation. Okay. So I can say on key up if event dot key else if. So the moment you release the space key, set it back to its running animation. Character. So actually, this issue will be solved by removing all the if statements. So irrespective of whatever key you are releasing, always set the speed to 0 and set the animation clip to run. And this should be fine. There is another, so yeah. See? I'm jumping now. Yeah, now it's switching. It's jumping up and it's moving down. It's walking back down. That is good enough, right? Yeah, cool. Now all that's remaining is roll animation. So roll is easy. When I press the up arrow key, I want the animation to roll. So else if I just say if event dot key double equal to arrow up, character dot set animation clip to roll. Okay. And all we need to do here is watch this. So when up arrow key is pressed, so every time I press the up arrow key, it's rolling down. See? And then I can use the jump up to make the character jump. And see, my score is increasing. I'm able to navigate left and right. I can jump over the barricades. I can do everything that you can do in a normal surface of a game. There are a few things you can still work out. We have not added the killing of the player. Okay. So that is something you guys can try on your own. So we just have to add small obstacles on the front facing side of these dummy obstacles that we have. And then say that whenever my character collides with those small dummies, then stop the game and kill the player. Okay. But that will be easy enough. Now, I can just, I'm not updating this because this is going to be your template link for you guys to code the project. But this project here, the one you see right now, contains the complete running code, complete code of my Subway Surfer game. So you have the access to this project in the video's description as well. You guys can use that, refer to this project and code here. Okay. So I hope you guys learned something here. Now, what I want to do, what I wanted to ask you guys is, so I was planning on having some more. So we did 2 robotic sessions, 2 videos on building your own robot car, right? But beyond that, we did not do anything. So I was planning on some more Camp K12 TV episodes on building your own different types of robots, like building your own R2D2, or if you guys have watched Star Wars, then R2D2 and BB-8 are 2 robots that everybody likes, and we can build some robots similar to them. So if you guys want that, then message in the Discord server, and depending on how many people are messaging, we might do it or we might not. Okay. So just message. Somebody's asking what's the username on what's my username on Discord. It's just message on the HatchXR group. Just message on the on any of those channels, and I'll message you individually. Don't worry about it. Okay, cool. So we are done with today's video, and yeah, as I mentioned in the intro of the video, you guys check out the new version of Hatch Kids. The Doodle feature, the project pages, new project pages through which you can share your projects easily, comments and likes and shares, those things, and the new doodles and new blocks, and the entire new web pages of the kids workspace. And watch, if you want to learn more about the kids workspace, join the HatchXR's YouTube channel, and you will be getting daily tutorials to watch there. So we have already uploaded 10 tutorials. You will be getting more tutorials there. Okay. And on the Discord server, we can communicate more. So see you guys. Bye-bye. I'm ending the stream. Bye-bye.